Aloha, YouTube investors. How is everybody doing today? My name is David Yansen. Welcome to my channel. Today is November 2nd. It is Monday, 2020. Tomorrow is election day for the United States. It will either be, well, we probably won't know at the end of the night who's been elected, but we'll probably have somewhat of a good idea. But I heard on the news today that both parties are probably going to contest the election. So that's what we have forward to look. That's what we have to look forward to. So it'll probably be close to like what happened in the year 2000, when Vice President Al Gore and that time the candidate from the Republican Party, George Bush Jr., were running for the office, and that was kind of a long time before they decided, and it actually went all the way up to the highest courts to eventually say, okay, we'll just give it to Bush. So then we had him for 8 years. So anyway, this is my Roth IRA. It is earnings season still, and we're going to be talking about Realty Income, ticker symbol O. It's a real estate investment trust that I own in my Roth IRA here. I believe I have covered earnings for all my other real estate investment trusts in my Roth IRA. The only other company that I have real estate investment trust that is in my Robinhood portfolio is Stag Industrial. And that company, I think they report next week. It might be this week. I'm not entirely sure. I looked all this stuff up today, but I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. But anyway, so here we are. My Roth IRA is looking better now. If you saw my other videos, October wasn't a good month. September, as bad as a month September was, October was much worse for all of my accounts, basically. But I'm back in the double digits, return of 11%, earned dividends $107 right now, but my market gains still a little bit low, and that's mainly just because of the volatility of the stock market. So hopefully this election is, finished with pretty quickly, so that the stock market will figure out who's elected and kind of start to move in the direction that it normally would right after a presidential election. So, but let's go ahead and look at Realty Income in my REIT slice here. This stock has not performed well. I think it is down like 20 something percent since March, since its highs at the beginning of this year. I own, as you can see right here, I own a little over 10 shares of the company. I really like them. They are known as the monthly dividend paying company. So every single month, it's the 15th or the 16th, you'll be paid your dividend for the number of shares that you own. So my average share price is 64 bucks. I would like the dollar cost average down some more, seeing how it is trading at 59. This is at the end of the trading day today, November 2nd, 59.64. But the PE ratio here in M1 Finance still says that it's kind of high. I don't really mind that personally, because the dividend yield is up there, and they are a dividend aristocrat, which means that they have been paying and increasing their dividends for a minimum of 25 years. So, but let's go ahead and see what they did for this quarter. This is from Seeking Alpha, and the title of this article, Realty Income Boost Acquisition Guidance, Updates on Rent Collection. And they actually, like they have been all year, been doing a great job of collecting rents. Zoom in here a little bit more for you. So 93% of contractual, there we go, rent for quarter three, for quarter three, and collects 92.9% of rent for October. Sorry, my eyes went blurry there for a second. So they did miss on FFO per share. FFO stands for funds from operation, and this is the adjusted FFO, so it's kind of the final number here. So they only brought in 81 cents per share, which estimated was 84 cents, and that's a decline of 86 cents from quarter two. So, and from this time last year, quarter three of last year, 2019, they had brought in 83 cents. So down from last quarter, down from this time last year, but on the positive side, revenue is up. So for quarter three, revenue of 404 million. The consensus was 399 million, almost 400 million. And from quarter two, they are down, but from a year ago, they still beat. So as you can see here, 414 in quarter two of this year and 374 million for a year ago, the same quarter, quarter three. So kind of a mixed bag when you're comparing from quarter to quarter and year to year with realty income. But a lot of this isn't, I hate to say it's not their fault, because I kind of give the victim mentality. But they have a lot of theaters in their portfolio, AMC theaters, and they also have, I believe, LA Fitness in their portfolio of properties as well too. And both of those companies had to close doors, and I wouldn't be surprised if they still have locations in the U.S. here that still haven't opened. In Hawaii, I think we have one LA Fitness. I'm not sure. Over Aiea area. I live in Honolulu, and Honolulu has these little districts, so Aiea is one of those districts. I think I saw that LA Fitness was opening up there at the beginning of this year, at the end of last year, but we're pretty much just UFC and 24-hour fitness. So on the U.S. mainland, there's probably some that haven't opened at all since they closed in March, and there are probably some others that open sparingly certain hours and only so many people. And then as far as movie theaters are concerned, some of the studios that are producing these movies, like the new James Bond movie that's supposed to come out, they're shopping online streaming. So we did have here in Honolulu, Regal Theaters opened up at one time, and Consolidated, I think, opened up at another time, and then Regal decided that they weren't opening anymore, and it was just Consolidated here. But now I think our theaters are just going to be closed through the winter here, through the holidays and through the winter. So with studios shopping their movies to either Amazon or Netflix or Disney Plus or Apple TV to release their newest blockbuster films, it's going to be tough for theaters, and for Realty Income that makes it tough as well too. But that's one of the things that I do like about Realty Income, is that they're not fully 100% theaters and LA Fitness. They still have a nice portfolio of Walmarts and Walgreens and 7-Elevens and a bunch of other businesses that have helped keep them afloat. And they're the only retail real estate investment trust that I have. All my other real estate investment trusts have something to do with cloud storage, data storage, cell phone towers, something like that, because I see that as future proof and things that are needed. And to a certain degree, in my opinion, kind of a utility. So most people have probably 2 or 3 cell phones in their house. It's landline phones, are almost non-existent, especially in larger cities here in the U.S. So, in my opinion, for me to own more companies that are along those lines, I feel better than owning some other companies that are like mall REITs, where malls have suffered big time. I know people still like to go out and shop and stuff like that, but e-commerce is pretty much taking over for the most part. So looking at the rest of this article here, it does say that they invested 658 million in 89 properties and properties under development, including 232 million in 7 properties in UK. I'll be interested to see what those end up turning out to be, that they turn those into, who the companies are that end up renting those properties. The UK is struggling right now, as well as a lot of other countries in Europe. So I'm not sure when those will be up and going again. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But as of right now, they're still paying their dividend. I think it is 24 cents per share for Realty Income. So my holding strategy right now for some of my holdings in my Robinhood and my Fidelity account is I just want to see how much further down some of these stocks go. So today overall was a good day for me personally in the U.S. stock market for all my portfolios, which is just Fidelity, Robinhood, and M1 Finance. But some of those holdings that I have there, and if you want to see what those holdings are, just check the playlist, and then all my brokerages are broken down for you there. So, but anyway, that's earnings for Realty Income. I will have videos later on this week for some other companies, and later on through the month, I think in the next 2 weeks, for a couple other companies that I own that report their earnings. So until then, be safe and healthy, everyone. Mahalo and aloha.